Hello, I'm Glenn Dyer, and welcome to A Dyer-Situation. Today, we are going to see the horror movie Sinister. What do you think this movie's gonna be like?
Honestly, I really don't have any high hopes for it. I've seen way too many horror movies that just end up horrible. So, I'm not expecting too much.
As with Possession, if this thing's half as good as a commercial, then it'll be okay. But as you said, like, usually they're not. Usually the commercials are far better than the actual feature film. So, we'll just see how things turn out. My hopes is that it'll be good, as always, but, horror movies don't usually have the best direction, don't usually have the best actors, and, stuff like that. So, we'll just see, but, I have higher hopes than he does, so.
Mm-hmm. We'll see in a while, so.
Yeah. So, we're back.
Yeah, we are back, definitely.
Yes. Well, what to say? Well, that was worse than what I thought it would be. And I was right about the commercial being better.
Actually, since I had really low expectations, really low, it kind of surpassed them, but it's still not that great, but it's better than any horror movie I've seen this year.
Yes, actually. This is technically the best horror movie we've seen all year. Like Possession, though, it has the same problem with this characters being completely uninteresting. But it keeps your attention, and the main villain's kind of interesting, at least. What would we call him? Either what was it? A Ghost of Michael Jackson,
or Tommy Wiseau on a bad day.
Tommy Wiseau on a bad day. You could go with either one of those. It sounds about right.
Mm-hmm. Regarding the family, at least they tried. With Possession, I really didn't see any of that, but at least they tried. We did have moments with the characters actually discussing stuff, and they did kind of feel like a family. Yeah. Again, at least they tried.
My main problem is, the mom. The mom's a really smart character. She's asking, the good questions.
Yeah.
She's, giving good moral advice, and she's barely in this thing. The main characters are stupid, a stupid guy who's just oh, this is dangerous. Oh, well, okay, I'll keep on watching. Doody-doody-doo. Yeah, just one of those things, and, we're discovering, evidence of all these murders, and he doesn't call the police or anything. He doesn't tell anyone.
He does try to call the police, but he's like, nah, I guess not. But when he did call the police, he actually did call the police, but he didn't answer. But the police never came to his house.
Yeah, and this is set in the present, just so you know. And
he has a MacBook and everything. In fact, there's a lot of Apple product placement now that I think about it.
Yeah. This is set in the present. So, but they didn't use the that thing so they could
trace the call and see if anyone was killed. Again.
I know, yeah. Because he is in a house that somebody was murdered in,
Actually, 4 people were murdered. They were hung.
Yeah, they were hung. The shot for that looked pretty good too. Good too. There were a bunch of death songs and stuff. But here's the main problem with the movie. The biggest problem, the soundtrack.
Oh, the soundtrack.
The soundtrack is hilarious. Okay. Try to imagine, somebody's having a wet dream, and they're kind of making the noises from that, and you record them making those noises. That's about what the soundtrack sounds like.
Add that, but with weird, distorted sounds that you would get from an 8-track.
Yeah, so
assuming you know what an 8-track is.
It sounds a little like,
That's basically it.
Alright, yeah. So,
Oh, wait, should we talk about the beginning?
Oh, yeah, beginning. I decided that we're not going to talk about trailers anymore, but I think this is a bit of an exception, okay? So we were sitting there watching it, right? Like the normal commercials were over, and it's about time for the trailers. And we're sitting there watching it, and it says, "Please put on your 3D glasses." Now, this might not seem too strange, except this movie's not shown in 3D
At all.
Yes. So I think they may have gotten us confused with Frankenweenie or something.
Yeah.
Which I admit would be a little bit more interesting. It's like, I'll just be wondering what's going on in the Frankenweenie theater if there's that mix-up.
That would
like,
be hilarious.
Mommy!
Why are these people being hung?
Yeah, so they have to, so somebody goes out to, like, tell them that, you know, because we're watching a 3D trailer right now.
Yeah.
And somebody goes out to tell them that they got the wrong reel, and so halfway through the commercial, they cut it off and put in the new one. And I guess they put it in wrong somehow. There was a giant green filter all over the thing, so we had to go out and
And
them
not
again.
just a green filter. I mean, all you could see was green. It was like a huge, thick green thing.
Like they were projecting it through like green jello or something. Just
Yeah.
Like you could only see really green and maybe like splashes of other colors. And yeah, and then they had to, and then of course it took them a minute to fix all that, and
Yeah.
then they just skipped all the trailers and went straight to the movie.
Yeah.
I love that theater.
That's
just,
awesome.
That's just the sort of thing that
We're
happens.
going to keep going to that theater.
Yeah. I had a friend who was watching the Hunger Games, and apparently the picture gave out at one point, so they had to rewind the video about 20 minutes
Wow.
afterwards. So
Okay. Back to Sinister. Let's see.
what's with that name anyway?
Yeah.
Sinister.
Why is it called Sinister?
Like that seems like the most late. That name doesn't seem to match it at all. You know could they just not come up with an imaginative name? So they just came up with like, all right, what's a synonym for bad? Mr. Meanie Pants? No, that doesn't work. Let's see.
How about Sinister?
Yeah, Sinister. Yeah, I guess so.
I don't know. Sidious worked, so why not?
Why not?
Yeah. So let's see. Let's see the jump scares in this.
There was a lot of jump scares, but there are two in particular that really work. There's this one with a lawnmower. I'm not going to give this one away, but you'll see it coming. But it still gets you. It's really good. It's a really good one.
And then there's this thing because like the main villain, this kind of like steals children to do whatever. So then he eats them. Why not? And he steals them. And when our main character is walking through the house, we see these ghostly children going on, and they're just pissing around doing nothing. But when you first see them, there's like the one of them is like back here, and the main character's looking right here. Then you see, and this guy has absolutely no peripheral vision whatsoever.
Did not notice that kid right next to his face.
Not only,
And they showed like 4 or 5 other kids like doing stuff like that. He didn't notice any of them, but you know, it's the first one that really gets you because it's right next to his face. Like right there, and he didn't notice at all.
And actually, the whole thing basically with the creepy children being there, they were really unnecessary. They didn't do anything except for like about 2 points when they were first revealed. That was kind of creepy, and like at the end when they come back, it makes sense. But when they're just going around in slow motion, going around corners, it's not creepy. And then this like terrible makeup, yeah, it just doesn't work. Yeah.
Well, we really can't say too much more about it.
Yeah. That's Sinister. It's better than other horror movies.
It's better than all the ones we've seen this year, at least. Like, it's better than Possession. It's better than The Possession.
The other horror movies.
Whatever horror movie did we see this year? Dark Shadows doesn't count.
No, it doesn't.
Okay.
It's better than The Possession.
I guess we're not comparing it to much, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you have a choice, go see Sinister. Okay.
Yeah. I'm gonna try and get to like maybe well, Paranormal Activity 4 if I get a chance, but I might not because I have no money. But I might get money soon. So you never know. You never know.
Never know.
Yeah, I'm always in the hope of getting money.
So that's it.
That's it.
Okay.
So I am Glenn Dyer, and this has been a Dyer-Situation.